even in the middle of the pandemic, climate change has never been left, on the side totally, partly because we're living in it. As you mentioned, the forest fire, is still ravaging today, actually, in California. If you look at the flooding, hurricanes, droughts, whatever. So we live in it. This is a very encouraging sign. So the debate actually globally at different levels, climate change remains a major, major top priority. And also there's more understanding about the linkage between climate change and the pandemic, infectious diseases there. So that's the positive side on that. The second side is that because of the lockdown, and so now we know, at least for this year, global greenhouse gases emissions actually will be down 15-25%.
Because all the economic activities are on the hold.
Yes, on the hold. So this is a side benefit, right? It was not planned, but somehow we are getting,
unintended
sort of
consequences.
Unintended, but good positive consequences there. But there remain some concerns because now China and others are building back recovery, and the trend is not that encouraging anymore. So that remains to be a huge challenge to address. But overall, I think, as I mentioned early on, we do have a Paris Agreement. There is a clearly shared vision already globally. I think it really to the credit of the United Nations through the multilateral platforms by really building up this sort of vision around the Sustainable Development Goals. Climate change, of course, is a big issue in it. So even though no matter how difficult the journey will be, particularly for this decade, I think the pathway is clear, the vision is there, the pathway is there. And also very excitingly, there are so many actions on the ground in different parts of the world at the national level, local level, corporate level, committing to actually with commitments aligned with the 1.5 degrees sort of degree target by 2050, particularly around this net zero emissions pathway. So I think it's a mix. Climate change is already there. No matter what we do, we have to experience the consequences, the impacts. But other than that, I think the action, the pathway is already here for us to really accelerate.